Welcome to Touched and Empowered, a show created to empower individuals to value their lives by hosting think tank discussions that will inspire positive action. Touched and Empowered with Katie and Ace starts now.
So, welcome to this episode of Touched and Empowered.
Hello.
I'm Katie here with Ace, again, as always.
Yes.
And what are we talking about today?
So I'm going on a road trip. Going on a road trip with my dog.
So, yes, a lot of people are going to be traveling because holidays are coming. And so the fact that you're able to make the road trip across country is amazing because a lot of people prefer to fly, but I understand pups involved.
So let's backtrack on this real quick.
Of course.
So ladies and gentlemen, I am going to share screen in a couple minutes and show you the extent of my ADHD and OCD. We're going to describe all of this in a big nutshell because we used the word nut earlier and I want to continue to use it. So essentially, everyone has seen Midnight and my adorable, crazy, adorable puppy. She's still a puppy and she is currently going through service dog training.
Very good.
Very, very good. Now, I'm doing the main part of the service dog training. I got a trainer to help me with a good portion of the reactivity.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe any difficulties that I'm not achieving in service dog training on my own, she's going to support me through, right?
Nice.
Thank you. Great trainer. We didn't have enough time to get her fully service dog trained to get on a flight.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and her reactivity and fearful behavior, because there's different types of behavior. It's kind of high there, you know.
Well,
We only went
one,
through
she's still learning, and two, that's going to a very crowded place because the airport's going to be insane.
That, especially during the holidays, one. Two, all right, we're going to just show you how cute she is right now. So you can see the pups. The baby.
Hello, Midnight. She's like, what are you looking at?
Right. She's used to this. She's like, I'm beat, yo. She's under my bed. So my baby, giant baby. Yeah, she's too reactive at this time to go on a flight. But she will be going through testing.
Right.
Consistently over the next year so that she is perfectly trained as a service dog so I can take her anywhere, everywhere for free.
Which there's more reasons than just because it's free that you're doing this. I know that, but
it's because so if ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if it's TMI. Actually, I don't care if it's TMI. I'm a mental health awareness advocate. I might as well share what mental health challenges I go through, right? So the reason
only if you're comfortable.
I am comfortable because if I can't have a psychiatric service dog without having some type of disability.
That's true.
Yeah, you actually have to have a disability in order to get a service dog and fly for free with your dog.
Which makes perfect sense. And I'm glad that that is available because I've seen service dogs do amazing work with their owners when their owners needed help and others didn't know what to do.
So she actually already knows part of that already. So I don't get triggered whenever we're on camera. Don't know why. It's great.
Maybe it's because of my calming energy. Who knows?
The calming energy. Maybe I'm just used to. I'm also used to kind of being in front of a screen to an extent.
Right.
We're not, on camera normally when somebody's harassing me. Like that's not.
That's true.
That's
true.
But yeah, whenever I do get triggered, she immediately pulls me back into present before I go into an episode, depending on what episode it is. It could be
right.
CPTS, complex PTSD. Say it out loud.
Yep.
Complex PTSD, like a rabbit hole where I just sit there and just not move for an hour and just like stare at a memory. She pulls me out of that. which is she knows when it happens. I think Katie has been on the phone with me before where she's like, I don't know why midnight is like really close to you right now. I'm like, because I was triggered for a good hour. So she's trying to make sure I'm awake,
You're staying grounded, right?
staying grounded. She'll sit on my feet to make sure that the anxiety goes down until the anxiety goes down.
Okay.
She knows to lay on top of me if my breathing feels off.
That makes sense.
Yeah, which is really, really, really good.
Because I've seen that with someone who had a service dog who had a heart condition,
Hmm.
and it was to help with blood pressure, was to sit on their legs so it forced the blood up into their torso.
Yeah, yeah. She also knows when I'm low blood sugar. I'm not fully diabetic. I am a bit anemic.
Hmm.
So she can sense all the different times where it's like, go eat. She'll push me towards the fridge to eat, which I think is really cool. It's like smart dog. Another thing with her is she will also, let's see, she'll push me to eat. She'll make me sit down. If I'm like pacing back and forth, she'll pull me to stop because that pulls me into some like a different
Right.
type of trigger, and she notices it. She knows to lick my face if I'm crying, so I come back to present if I'm crying, because sometimes like, unless it's a Pixar movie,
Context is everything. She's learning context. That's good.
yeah. If it's a Pixar movie, she's like, it's okay. But if it's like, if I'm just like randomly crying, she'll come up like the tears so that I get back to present.
Good.
Yeah. Soon she will be able to retrieve my medication.
Which is always a plus.
Yes. Sorry, back to the road trip. So my dog, she will be hopping in the car with me as I travel 7 to 8 days
Yeah,
across
7 to 8 days. Yep. So you're going from where you are in California all the way to the Eastern Shore, or almost Eastern Shore.
I'm from New Jersey. It's the Eastern Shore.
Well, I didn't know how close to the coast your folks are, so that's why I said maybe not quite Eastern Shore. Because then technically you could say I'm Eastern Shore, even though it's like 2.5 hours for me to get to Ocean City.
True, true, true. That makes sense. So, yeah.
So I can get to the bay a lot faster, but that's beside the point. But yeah, you're actually going to come to my house.
I am. So I have to. So what day did I tell you I'm going to go to you?
I think you said the 19th or the 20th was when you were going to be in my general neck of the woods.
Great, because I totally missed a day. I forgot one.
I had a feeling when you gave me those dates.
All right, so I'm leaving in 2 days' time. I would thank goodness this recording is not going up this Monday. I don't want y'all to find me in the middle of the country. So I can share screen after I turn focus mode on, so that you don't see people texting me.
Yeah, that would be a good thing.
But yeah, so yay. What about you, Katie? Tell me about times that you road tripped while I do this.
Road tripped? Let's see. I've done the drive from Sarasota, Florida, up to Baltimore, Maryland, which is a 19-hour drive. So 2 days. You have to spend driving 19 hours straight. It's insane. So I did have an overnight at a hotel halfway home. But it was, for lack of a better description, it was business. A lady had recently relocated from Florida up to Maryland and needed someone to drive her car up to Maryland for her. She was in her late 70s, I think, when this happened. This was several years ago. And she didn't want to do the drive by herself, and she really didn't want to do the drive with anyone else. She just wanted to pay somebody to go do it. And she's good friends with my mom's guy, Mark. So Mark made arrangements for me to use his Southwest points to fly down to Florida, so it didn't cost anything. And then he gave me his credit card to use to pay for gas and for the hotel room.
Nice.
And then when I got paid, I mailed him his credit card and a check to cover the cost of the hotel and the fuel. So I was not out of pocket for the expense. But because it was quote unquote business, there were no pit stops along the way except for bio breaks, getting something to eat, and then hotel stay. So most of the driving I have done has been with the sole purpose of getting from A to B, not to explore anything along the way. That's going to change. The only thing I've done is I did go to Ohio earlier this year because I was house sitting for a friend.
Nice.
And on my way up there, I did stop at some random mountain town to a mom and pop tavern for lunch. I treated myself to a random restaurant for lunch on that trip. So that was not planned. So that was kind of nice.
That is nice. I love,
but nothing like what you're doing.
I mean, hey, so we got snippets of what you've done during your road trip in this.
Yes.
This will be cleaned up eventually. I'm only leaving it
eventually, and I know I'm going to get a copy of it. So then that way, when you go, Katie, what am I supposed to do next? I can tell you.
Thank you. I'm going to print this too. I appreciate that. But so trip objectives. I literally went into deck mode on this one. So that I don't know what it is. Like sometimes I really just hyper focus, and most likely this is probably going to be something I can sell to people. Like, hey, if you really want to do a road trip, here's some recommendations.
Yeah, so, here's a general timeline on or suggestions on what to focus on before you go.
And how to do it. Make sure that you have it all cleared, like safety, health and balance, enjoyment and healing. Safety number one.
Yes.
Number one. So backstory. I've done this trip before.
Well, except for you were going west. You went from the East Coast to the West Coast, right?
No, I've done both.
Oh, you have done both. Okay.
I've done, yeah. Safety wasn't on the objective priority list.
No, it was probably like mine, just get from A to B.
Yeah, but like 22 and dumb. Just 22 years old and just so not. I don't want to stereotype me, but this was before Amber Alerts. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I get it.
So every time I would drive, I would just go, and I'm like, I'll figure it out along the way, which I did.
And you survived.
Yeah, but we don't need to do that again. So we're gonna erase the driving through the Big Sur forest fire by accident. We're gonna erase driving in the middle of, I don't remember if it was Utah or Arizona, but it was a desert and it was triple degree heat at night. No water.
Oh my goodness.
Running out of gas. I was not alone on that one. I woke up to them panicking and then and then their sighs of relief. It's because they're like, we finally got gas in the town that, where the hills had eyes. So no, we're not doing that one again.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, yep, we're gonna have water. We're gonna. There was this one time I almost ran out of gas. I was on the top of a hill elevation, and then I put my car in neutral and rolled to a gas station because thankfully there was a gas station at the bottom of the hill. These are the things you don't want to do, folks.
This is why you fill up your tank when there's only a quarter of a tank of fuel left instead of waiting till it gets down to the E.
Just gas everywhere because there is a long stretch in
Yep.
the middle of the desert where, and as you're driving, that there is no gas station for a good 300 miles. Like it's,
which is the equivalent of a tank of gas. So that's why you always fill up right before you get on that stretch and as soon as when you're done.
Yep, but we didn't calculate that. Unlike what I did. Almost neurotically. Yes. And then there was another thing that I don't know if I told Katie this, but I hitchhiked through Colorado. So what they did, which was not cool, was when we rented a car, we got a sedan.
Right.
You can't rent a sedan in Colorado because you need to go over the mountains when it's snowing. You will crash. So they
Yeah.
get you on that, and they're like, "You need an SUV. They won't let you go over." And it's true, they won't let you go over the mountain unless you have tires with chains on them, so that you can,
Right.
rip through the ice. Or if you have an SUV, and if we rented an SUV, then and there would have been $1,000 for 3 days.
Yeah.
So what we did instead was we found an Uber driver outside, asked them to take us over the mountain for $200 in a sedan. Sedan didn't make it. It did not make it. The sedan, the Uber driver who, this was a trip for the ages, who had vocal surgery, couldn't
Oh my.
speak. So the way that she could talk to us was with a whiteboard. Told us, "This is a great town. Don't worry." Drop us off in Highland Park, Colorado, where there's only 3 Uber drivers in the entire town.
Hey, at least they had an Uber driver.
But they couldn't take us over until like 2 days later, and that would be the end of the trip.
Ah.
So, and it wouldn't be the end. We would have another like 2 or 3 days. But I loved snowboarding that even a snowstorm couldn't stop me. So I combed that town, found a kid in snowboarding pants. It was actually his birthday, so he couldn't take us over the mountain. But he told his friends in his high school that had a pickup truck that we would pay them $200 to get us over the mountain. And they texted us, picked us up, and then I was riding in this truck where there was equestrian memes pasted to the top of the truck. And we sang Rascal Flatts all the way over there. Anyways, so those are the things I don't want to do again.
Okay.
Now, to give that backstory, Katie, now, do you understand why I'm so, there's a lot of effort put into this?
I am glad that there is a lot of effort put into this, and I'm just glad you have such fun memories about this and not anything too tragically dramatic happened.
Yeah, it was all like, what? Basically. To give you an idea, this is how I've been planning. These are the stops. I also calculated how much gas this car can hold on full. It can run anywhere to 400 to 500 miles. So
Okay.
so I'm gonna get spaced here.
Yep.
So this is just the West Territory, 4 hours to Joshua Tree, Sedona. There's a Burger King in the middle. I didn't want to go to the Grand Canyon. I've already seen it. So instead, there's a Burger King before I have to go off-road, like out of the way.
Right.
So that's right there. Then to Zion, then to Bryce, then to this town called Escalante, where Midnight and I will be glamping in a cabin with there's like a beautiful, apparently it's one of the most beautiful sights to see.
I'm sure it's a beautiful skyline if
It
it's
is.
out in the wilderness.
Yeah, and then this is the rest of it that I need to still go through. But let's go through day 1. So I recommend never doing more than 8 hours of driving,
Right.
except for this one where it's 9, but it's fun.
And that 9 is still doable. I mean, it took me about 9 hours to get up to my friend's house in Ohio with pit stops and everything else like that. And that wasn't too terribly bad. I wasn't exhausted or anything.
That's good. Yeah. I know that like the first day I'm going to be so gung ho that 9 hours is fine, but I also understand that I'll be tired the next day. So I brought it down to 6, 7
Right.
hours. This is Escalante.
Cute cabin.
Cute cabin. Then we're going to go to this place called Somerset. Look at this. 4 hours, 4 hours, and then this little cabin thing, which will be completely off-road, and I'm not going to be able to I won't have phone service 30 minutes before getting to it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm excited. That means everything will be off. There's no
Yes.
electricity in the cabin.
So that is roughing it. That is off the grid.
It's off the grid. There's no water. There's no running water.
Well,
not
you'll have
showering.
bottles of water.
Yeah, I just won't shower there, and there's a porta potty.
Hey, you know what? It sounds like it'll still work.
Yeah, collies. And then So I even like color coded the days where it's like, sorry guys, I'll be off the grid. You can't like I can't work that day. This
Yep.
Then we're gonna go to the so Kansas scares me. These are the safest towns in Kansas because I Googled it just in case. So I'm getting gas at the edge of Colorado and then like 5 hour drive through Kansas to Salina, one of these three towns, and I got a Motel 6.
Yeah, I have a somebody I know who no longer lives in Kansas, but they did warn that if you ever drive through Kansas, make sure that you have good music or a good audiobook because the land is flat and you can't really judge distance when you're
Yeah.
driving. It's just going and going and going and going and going.
I heard, and it's just vast, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So this is me getting to our business partner, Michelle Rawls.
Yay, Michelle.
Yay! Then I forgot about this day right here.
Oh, that you're going to be stopping in Ohio?
Yep.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. There was a barn that cost $120 for me to stay in. A barn.
A barn.
It was an Airbnb barn.
Hey, some of those have been revamped pretty well. I've seen some resurrected old buildings and stuff. Like there was someone who did there was an episode on some TV show, I forget what it was, but they took a miso silo and completely reconstructed the inside of it to turn it into a house.
That's beautiful. Yeah, you could do that.
You know, so people can do that with barns. I've seen people do it with buses.
They do. They do. Just in Kansas is interesting. So, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. I know that we completely just overtook with my journey, but I'm going to share the wisdom behind it. Don't make the same mistake twice.
That's true. Learn your lessons.
But don't die. Live, but enjoy.
You know, and yes, this is somewhat out of your comfort zone.
It's been 10 years since I've done this journey.
Yep.
It's actually, you know, when they say that after 7 years, your body is a completely different body because it's not the same cells.
Makes sense.
No, this is a different trip. It is definitely completely out of my comfort zone for the fact that I will have my big puppy with me.
Right. So you're going to be driving like an old lady because you want to protect your puppy.
Yep, and it's just going to be me and the puppy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited about that.
I know you are.
I'm so excited.
I know you are. And I know you've got things planned because there's the, we talked about before, the national parks.
I thought I was
that
going to
you
sleep
were
in
going
them.
to stop. Yeah, I didn't know if you were going to sleep in them or if you were just going to stop and hike around for a little bit.
Probably stop and hike around. It's too cold.
Depending on which park you go to, where, yes,
Utah, it's going to be too cold.
that's true.
I was so planning on being in a camper van and then turning on the heat and sleeping in it. But then I was like, it's going to be like -20. No. Dork, no.
Well, that's what happens when you travel in winter.
When you live in LA for a year, that hurts. Your body is not used to that.
No, I understand from the standpoint that my mom and one of my sisters are in Florida. It gets below 70 degrees and they need to turn the heat on and pull out the electric blankets and the space heaters. And they were giving me a hard time because I was complaining that I was cold until I pointed out the fact that my thermostat was set at 60 degrees. And I chose to cover up with a shawl and stuff because I didn't want my electric bill to be outrageous.
Fair. Makes sense.
Which is why there's a space heater in the basement when you get here.
I'm not going to be using AC in the car, so gas. I'm thinking about all the bills, all the practicality.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of where my headspace has been today, tomorrow, next week. And wish me safety, everyone, because if I come back to this podcast, when I come back to this podcast,
Yeah, there is no if.
when I come back to this podcast,
When we record our next episode, Because I don't know if you wanted to record when you were staying at, because I think you said you were going to be with your folks for like 2 weeks. I didn't know if you wanted to record during that time frame or not. So we'll just say when we record our next episode.
Exactly. It'll probably be either at Katie's place.
No, we could set you up with my laptop in the basement, so then that way we don't have the echo of Zoom being in the same room.
You don't want to have the trippiness of us sitting next to each other on the Zoom call.
Well, okay, then we'll still have to set up my laptop because there's not enough room for you to sit next to me at my desk. Because this is an L-shaped desk on this side, and I've got my dining room table right here, so I have a U-shaped desk.
I see. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, I haven't met Katie yet in person. So
we haven't met in person. This is going to be interesting.
Yep.
I was told that we have to get a photo of you, myself, and Midnight.
On the couch.
On the couch, which I don't have a couch. I have a futon, so that'll work.
That works. I'm going to have a car only.
That's okay. I've got a car, but it's...
You gotta eat. You got a home.
I have a home. Well, I was just thinking, I was like, oh, if we decide to go somewhere, Midnight can fit in the backseat of my car. Wait a minute. I've got a Chevy Malibu. Midnight might not fit in the backseat of my car. I'm sure she would be fine if that was the case, but no. I'll just have stuff here at the house. Don't worry about it.
And on that note, folks, I love you all. Thank you. We will see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for joining us. We hope that the discussion today will inspire you to take positive action in your life. Until next week, be empowered.